Welcome back, everyone. Now, Singapore is now part of a new regional coalition to strengthen international partnerships in the fight against drugs. The Asia-Pacific Confederation Against Drugs will advocate for stronger drug demand reduction efforts. Home Affairs Minister K Shanmugam notes how the increasing use of drugs like meth, fentanyl, cannabis is contributing to a worsening drug situation.
It's been my urging of my officials that we should try and bring the NGOs and civil society organizations that are involved in this area to come together, try sharing notes, help each other. And Singapore is determined to provide the support for this because some of this will require governmental support. And in different countries, the level of government support varies.
The coalition consists of 6 NGOs from 5 jurisdictions, with Singapore represented by the Singapore Anti-Narcotics Association. Mr. Shanmugam says the coalition will seek to have a voice at international platforms to speak up against the rise of liberal policies and misinformation on drugs. It will also strengthen cooperation through joint projects and the sharing of best practices.
For example, in Singapore, SANA, they've been doing very well in peer counseling and preventive education, and I think we can learn a lot from that as well. As far as SADA in Hong Kong, the Society for the Aid and Rehabilitation for Drug Abusers, we are more experienced in residential treatment and rehabilitation and the long-term aftercare services. I think on that we can share with them.
Well, I'm joined now by Kok Weng Chew. He is the chair of the newly formed Asia-Pacific Confederation Against Drugs. Mr. Kok is also the executive director of SANA, the Singapore Anti-Narcotics Association. Congratulations on your appointment once more, Mr. Kok. But tell us first, what is it about this new coalition that is important? What are its immediate plans, rather, say, in the next 6 months?
Thank you. Thank you, Jill. Good evening, everyone. It is important for us to come together as a regional NGO partnership to project this unified voice against drugs at the global fraternity, because we are seeing a wave of misinformation that actually trying to normalize drugs as a way of life and taking drugs as a norm in many countries out there. And I think it's about time that we gather like-minded NGOs around the region to come together to fight against this misinformation for the sake of our community and our families. And for the next 6 months, we are actually focusing a lot of recruiting more like-minded NGO members around the region to come together and learn from each other, and as well as project a similar, coherent, harmonized narrative to push against the liberalization of drugs by many others in the world.
Right. So reading between the lines, your immediate action point perhaps is to educate and to create that group that will be able to deliver the right kind of information. And that's why these 6 came together, because there is that need out there, you feel, for a stronger regional voice?
Yes, indeed. And because all 6 of us have share the same mission, share the same purpose, share the same vision of creating drug-free societies in our own communities, in our own jurisdiction. And to prevent the liberalists on drugs, liberalists about drugs to come in and to tell us that no, drugs is not harmful, drug is okay. And we really need to clarify that misinformation and really need to project that loud voice to push against this wave. So this is important work that we are trying to do, because if not, it will, the effects, it will have spillover effects, because drug taking, drug abuse, drug trafficking has no boundaries. And if we are not careful to guard our youth, especially against this liberalist view and lobbies to legalize drugs, I think we will very much walk down a very slippery road. And as we can witness, as you can see from many other countries who have taken down that road.
Yeah, give me an example of that, because it's an interesting turn of phrase, right? Liberalization of drugs. I'm thinking that means normalizing the use and the recreational use of that. So minimizing the dangers of it. Is that what you mean by that turn of phrase? And
yes.
How serious is this problem, and how do you fight that?
Well, it is getting serious, and we can see from the numbers from our CNB, who has been looking at the numbers of the arrests, and it is actually getting worse. The situation is not getting any better, especially among the youth. Although they are highly aware that the drugs are harmful, but it seems like drug use among the youth is not getting better. It was reported, in fact, in CMB's 2024 situation drug report that 27 of all the drug abusers arrested in 2024 were under the age of 30 years old. And 1 in 2 new abusers arrested were below the age of 30. And this presents a very worrying trend as youth are being more exposed with experimenting with illicit drugs. And they're getting all this information because of the prevalence of social media, of some of the pop culture that is actually saying that normalizing drugs and that's exactly what I'm saying, liberalizing drugs, saying that drugs are actually okay. In fact, it actually inspire and actually boost their career. So we don't want that misinformation to go around anymore.
Okay. Understand that. We've just heard in the package earlier the Hong Kong rep saying that, they're looking forward to partnering this regional organization, sharing ideas. What can Singapore contribute and what can you learn from the others?
Well, Singapore, we are glad that many of these partners actually come in with a lot of experience, a wealth of experience to talk about to wealth of experience in terms of working with communities to prevent drug abuse at a very grassroots level. And this is something we want to learn from them and how they go about doing that, despite the challenges and difficulties that they are facing domestically. And in Singapore, we are quite blessed in the sense that we have good support from the community, from our government to do our work. So this is something that we want to leverage upon and also learn from each other and use our strength to contribute to this same cause, so that collectively around the region, we can build a safer community for everyone.
All right. Looking for your successful milestones, Mr. Kok. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kok Weng Chew, Chairman of the Asia-Pacific Confederation Against Drugs. Thanks again.